Good evening or morning or wherever you happen to pull to this in time. Good evening or good time, sunshine. Yeah, that's basically what I'm going with. This is the live reading for the weekend, September 5th and 6th, 2020. So if you're catching this live, it's going to get colorful. If you're catching this on the replay, enjoy the show. And, well, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the bell for notifications. And also, there's a thumbs up somewhere around there. So go ahead and do that. Hey, Candy. So this is general, this is collective, this is for the weekend, but also timeless. So this might have some sort of a meaning for you. Hey, Christina. Guys, I want you to know, have fun, talk amongst yourselves in the messenger. I'm not going to be able to pay attention to it most of the time because I'll just get lost in it. But have fun, and I'll check it afterwards. And if you have questions about booking your own personal reading, I do have the coronavirus sale that has been extended indefinitely until this is completely wiped clean because, let's face it, it's not fun. Hey, Marie. If you have questions about that, again, the email, you can find me on any social platform. So definitely reach out and say hello. Let me know where you are in the world. And hey, Jana. Guys, talk amongst yourselves. This is going to get fun. It's going to get colorful. We're going to do this. So, like a bunch of readings recently, I've been going to kick this off with regular Rider-Waite. And, well, this is... the base of this is the King of Swords, and then we have some major choices that are coming in. You're at a crossroads very clearly. It's time for you to take authority of your life. This is life force healing. It's really about freedom. That I can totally dig. I'm really looking forward to this. It feels like it has some sort of a blanket foundation, which I think is going to solidify into the actual foundation. So it almost has that vibe of fake your confidence until you make it, but I feel like the vulnerability is kind of an important key factor here. So, oh, is Danny here? Hey, Michelle. Let's see. Is my soul bro Danny Goodhart here? Him and the wifage in Canada. Absolutely love Danny. Hey, bro. All right, you guys have a lot of choices that are at hand right now. It's telling you to sit back and observe. Since this is involving major life choices, this is not something that is just to decide on a whim. Really weigh out the pros and cons, because I feel like the insecurity, you know, that blanket foundation and grasp on this that we're talking about, the underlying thing is the insecurity. So this is why you need to take a moment back and weigh out the pros and the cons. Some new messages are going to be coming in about the opportunity. This is really prosperous. So I feel like you have victory, but this is victory over other people in the same situation. I feel like you are being gifted the situation, whether it's in correlation with a position in a new job or clearing the air with a loved one. This can be an intimate, loving relationship, or this can be absolutely platonic, but I feel like a lot of you are clearing the air on a situation. And I think that the reason why you don't want to show that vulnerability or that insecurity is because, well, you don't want somebody to see you shake while you are speaking your truth. It's the confidence. You take it or leave it. This is who I am. These are what my needs are. It's not too much for you to ask for your needs to be met. If somebody can't authentically have them, you know, well, you're going to have your needs met regardless in your life. But when you are working with a partner, whether it's romantic or platonic, there's certain, needs that need to be met. And it's a guarantee, not something that's at your core. Okay, so how I'm seeing this as somebody meeting you in the middle of this soul contract, them holding up their end of the bargain, and it's not too much for you to ask on that. There, I cleared the air on that one. Hopefully that made sense. Again, this is general collective, so if it doesn't resonate, do not force it. You can either let it fall away, but remember, your individual storyline is going to be really detailed and in-depth for, well, your life, because it's your life. This is what we're working with at the current moment. So, I want to see what is coming up to be healed. Self-acceptance and trust. All right. More on that, please. What is the deal? Too many cards now. Not even going to do it. Not even going to entertain it. I could, of course, read half the deck, but we're not going to do that. Come on. Playfulness. I think that we could actually use that sense of playfulness with all the purging, all the ascension symptoms, all of the nonsense that everybody's been going through. It's been really intense, huge tower moments for people in their life. Lots of anxiety-ridden moments, and well, trust is making a lovely appearance yet again. We have surrender and release. But why am I seeing playful in this? This I actually want clarification on. All right, so children, and I want one more, Spirit. Give it. Listening. Spirit's telling you to get out of your head right now. You're in recovery mode, and it's time for you to take a play goal in this and go out and just be completely ridiculous with yourself. You've been cooped up for long enough. You have been playing some sort of a program in your life for far too long. And this is telling you to break out into something new and take a sense of innocence and playfulness with you. Spirits, it's not even whispering in your ear with these signs or synchronicities. It's basically having a shouting match with you and your ego, who's really just determined not to hear the signs. It's way too easy, or it's just too good to be true, or it's recovery. So it's you keeping yourself in an uncomfortable situation because you know how to navigate that, whether or not it's detrimental to you. It's kind of like keeping you in homeostasis. We don't want that. We don't want the stagnance. We don't want more of these negative things to grow. It's like a virus on a petri dish. We don't want that. You want something that is fresh and progressive and playful and not so dramatic all the time. The release and surrender is you getting in touch with the recovery emotions of this. You are in recovery from some pretty traumatic conflict. I want to say that this is some of you, it's going to be anger, and that's really an important tool to have. I never want you to lose the ability to get angry or express your anger, but also I feel like it is grieving. There is a sense of grieving that is coming through on this one because it feels like something really authentically died in your life, and it's the grieving process. You're going to be hit with a lot of waves with this one, and I don't want you to pretend like everything's all right. That's not going to serve you well. Bottling something like that up, you're bound to break, and it's going to pour out anyway. So get into the flow state and let this come out of you. God, it's going to be kind of an intense weekend with this one, and I feel like there's a nervousness about the person who this is about, which would be you. There's a nervousness inside of you that is not really wanting anyone to see you lose your cool or lose your grip on something, but it's actually a really important thing to unleash that force behind it, the vulnerability. It's exhausting. It's going to be okay, 707. It's just, this is what it takes to heal. Healing is not smooth sailing. It's a lot of release, and that involves a lot of tears, a lot of abrupt emotions. You got to be patient with yourself while you're processing this. It's coming one way or another. Hey, Natty. Oh, goodness. So, all right, we got what's coming up to be healed. So what else does Spirit want to tell you about this? Like, what's on the other side of it? So I've decided I want to try something because I love doing the lives with you guys. However, with the astrological signs, I feel like it needs to be a little bit more composed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to record that video, upload it, and see how that works. But I'm going to keep the Fridays lives, and I'm going to have some pick-a-decks that are coming in. And there's also going to be another form of expansion, but that's under wraps for the current moment. So stay tuned. It's going to be fun. 707, I wish I could hug you. I totally got it. It's exhausting. It's a nightmare. And it's really like Spirit ripping off a Band-Aid off of you. Okay, time to heal. Time to get all this funk out of your life. It's not a joyride. All right, so the never-ending story is in reverse. Okay. You're too close to the epicenter of this right now. You have all these gifts that are waiting to come through, yet you can't see this clearly. It's, right now, you're being given an opportunity to not make the same mistake, not relearn a lesson. If you don't walk away from something that is very clearly trying to get out of your life, run away from the situation, it's not running away from you. It's being pulled out of your life because it's not in alignment with you. It's not meant for you. Something much greater and much more stable and in alignment is trying to make its way in. But you have a huge grip on it. It's this ill-fated thing, and it's just, you are going to hurt yourself more hanging on to this, trying to get it to maintain its space in your life. It's like trying to hold on to this red hot iron. It has a lot of strength in your life, it has a lot of use, and it's something that is very familiar to you, but it's in the same breath hurting you. How long are you going to hold on to this hot iron before you realize the damage that you are doing to yourself? Are you going to grab it again? No. It's time to get something that is more of a tool and progression for your life. So this, Spirit's telling you to stop chasing what's trying to get out of your life and make way for something better. It's going to hurt you more in the long run. It's fate that it is bringing this out of your life, and you're too close to the epicenter to see the silver lining in this right now. It's important that you take a step back, but how do you take a step back in this? So the never-ending story is, if you try to make this situation better in your life, for one, it doesn't feel authentic. It feels like you're going to repeat some sort of pattern with this. It might be good for a short while because you are kind of playing the actor role and stepping up to the plate with that, but it's completely inauthentic and out of alignment with you. So it almost feels doomed to fall back into that same pattern. Candy, I have no doubt in my mind that you have already graduated your ascension process. You have, okay, well, okay, Candy, you're involved in this too, but it's the collective you. When I say you, it's everyone. There's new gifts that are coming in with this one. You're being given an opportunity of a lifetime to take your power back and actively choose to say when something is being put to a halt in your life and going another way. This is picking yourself up by your bootstraps. It's a tough decision. It's not easy. It's most definitely hard in this one because this is something that has been long standing in there. I get that you feel like you're in limbo. It's emotional purgatory. You can stay in there as long as you want, and once you start to be pulled in one particular direction, then that's when you can make progress. This is survival time for some of you, but it does have an expiration date. It's not going to last forever. Be patient with yourself. All of this involves patience. It's not one of these dead set run, make that choice, and then that's the rest of your life. It's really important that you weigh out the authentic pros and cons in this. So, it's fate. It's not pretty, but it's fate. And again, I say this in every private reading. I say this, I hope, in every video that I record, even though I can't recall it right now. No matter what, everything is going to be okay. If it's not okay, then it's not done yet. It's going to get to where it needs to go. And also, I say this in every reading where it needs to be said, you're not a cautionary tale. Your life is not a cautionary tale. It's a story of perseverance. It's a story of personal evolution and spiritual awakening, greatness, and all those things. So, let's see where this is going. If you stay the course on this, what is the likely outcome for you? And if you hang out to the end, we might be doing some collective card pulling, which you get to ask a collective question. We'll see how that goes. But again, no pressure, no worries. But between now and then, think about it. I'm here. All right, moving on. Not really grieving the past. You've done the progress, and you've learned the very difficult karmic lesson. Both cards are in reverse. This is doubly ending of a cycle in your life. This has spanned so long, and it's finally being completely done with it. I feel confident in telling you that. I feel like if you stay this course, you're not going to feel that attachment to whatever it is that has been evolving out of your life. I see this huge sense of release coming towards you. That is the karmic lesson for some of you. The Wheel of Fortune, it seems very bittersweet, but the Wheel of Fortune being in reverse, it just seems like roadblocks. This never stays in reverse for long. It's just a minor setback, or what seems to be a minor setback. But again, look for the silver lining in this one. Sometimes you're really going to be in that funk, and you need to be there. You need to have some sort of opposition in your life. And this is, okay. All these cards are coming out in reverse. Don't let that freak you out. Okay. The karmic lesson, it feels like roadblocks. It feels like everything's come to a head in your life, and that it's stale, stagnant, nothing moving forward, people walking out of your life, deals and opportunities completely being slammed shut in front of you, revoked offers even, people backtracking on their word. This is ripping up whatever has been sown to the point of the land has become barren. No matter what, you will face every one of your insecurities, these fears, until you discover that not only are you living through it, you are using it as a new launching point. Life is showing you how strong you are right now, and it's not something that is meant to demolish you. It's really a strength training time, and it's also showing you how to make those loving and compassionate and nurturing investments in yourself and new seeds to be sown down the road. It's very grounding energy, very unconditional energy, and it has a lot of what looks like, grounding energy. I've been a Reiki master for 12 years, and I still need to look at the colors because I'm always getting some sort of different keywords in those, and I have to be sure that I'm in the right one. So it's kind of like a launching point on that. It's a thing. I know not everybody has to do it, but that's me. That's how I do it. So, all right. Lovingly looking at what this opportunity is. It's grounded, it's stable, and it's also involving that security, and also that in that security, it provides a safe zone for you to actually let your guard down, do that heart healing, but also see where those little blockages are so you can pull that out. It's a huge repassioning time in your life, getting rid of that nervousness, that anxiety. Anything that is feeling against you gets to walk away from this situation. And it's you and getting the integrity part in your life back in, tact, action, however you want to say it. So this is what we're looking at now. And that's if you stay the course. And I do feel like a lot of you are doing that. Any sort of pitfalls is very short-lived, and it's launching you into something that we're about to look into. So what's on the other side of this? If they stay the course, we got what's coming. But what is on the other side of this mountain? No longer being held on to the past by nostalgic purposes or shallow promises or actions. God, even more reversals. But this is everything just not making you that prisoner anymore. See, look, you're not being cast aside. You're not being exploited, taken advantage of. I feel like a lot of you have been taken advantage of and just ran dry from people who had this huge sense of duty in your world and a complete entitlement of power, like somebody who would have a voice over you, and who are you to say anything in opposition? It's not even seeing you as, like a real person. It's almost seeing you as a multiple. Oh, it's okay, Candy. I absolutely love talking to you. I'll talk to you soon, girly. It's not even looking at you as like a real person rather than something that they can just get something from. It's almost like you're a storage bin for whatever their needs are. And this is why it's you not even seeing it as abandonment. It's you just not being drained of your resources. So, okay, Spirit, give me some bettering news. You're going to have to get comfortable in independence, even in some cases solitude for a little bit. But this is you and getting emotional balance in yourself and getting rid of that need of validation from another person. Even though it's pleasant, it's a false validation that you'd be getting from them. And boundaries really have to be established. These are massive tower moments, but I feel like it is a loss of false connections and absolutely atrocious blending of, I want to say boundaries again, but I don't want to say that. I keep saying that in this. Okay, so I need something better than that, Spirit. It's just people invading your space and making you feel absolutely bonkers. You don't have to defend any of your actions to them. It's just you have stretched yourself to the breaking point. Somebody has to go. You need to have a peace of mind. You need to have your Two of Pentacles flip back up so you can have that center, that grounding, that sense of self, that sense of equilibrium. You're going to see your hard work pay off because what you are doing is considerable hard work. You're going to see the fruits of your labor, and you're going to have real connections come in, real care, real unconditional and unmanipulative energy. So that's the reading for September 5th and 6th, 2020, also being timeless. I'm going to open this up for collective questions from the audience. So if you want to hang out, if you want to ask your question, make sure it's geared towards the collective. What do you want to look into? We can do that for a hot minute. Finding peace from within. Sorry, I got notification while I'm talking to, which is super cool because it said finding peace within. But it was also from okay, what was it? Come on out with it. The Enchanted World of Twin Flames, which I've been following for a very long time. And it's peace from within. So new love for singles. What's happening for you guys? All right, so new love for singles. Oh. I'm not seeing really much of anything come in the immediate future for singles. I'm seeing relationships come out of nowhere, but it doesn't feel like it has a long term around it. Now, this is in immediate future. And I think that you're weeding out power play in this one. So there's getting rid of what feels almost like controlling energy. Hi, love. It feels like controlling energy, something that you don't need to defend. It's something that you need to be independent from. I feel like we're getting rid of a lot of codependent tendencies in relationships and people who are more words and less action. So I feel like these are disunions that are coming into play. You might be single for a solid second, but I want to see what's on the other side of this. I'll show you the cards in a hot moment. So, okay, so we're getting rid of control freaks. It's coming out of nowhere. It might be a wonderful booty call, but we're not going to go there. When is he going to? Okay, so we're going to keep the questions geared towards collective. Individual questions, go ahead and ask questions about booking or personal readings. I have the coronavirus sale going on. Emails below. Okay. Some of you might be meeting this person through a friend, which is going to be something where I see that you're not really seeing this person as romantic material, but there's something really intriguing about them where you're really drawn to them. It's not your usual type, which I can totally dig because anyone who you've dated in the past, it has not lasted, and now it's opening up communication to try something new. So this, it's saying use your networking skills. You might be finding this on a social platform, but also I feel like I know that it shouldn't be this way because of COVID and social distancing, but you might be actually physically meeting them through friends. Like, oh, hey, nice to see you here. This is my friend. Go ahead, talk amongst yourselves. So if you are catching this and you are single, chances are you might be meeting a potential partner through a friend. And look, this is what we're looking at right here. New opportunities in what seems to be really awesome unions. This is equality. What? Relationships through SNS. They always end badly. What? Oh, social networking sites? Yeah. Well, I can't say always because I do know people who have met online, they've gotten married. I've seen people who, I'm not against online dating at all. You do you. Who is anyone to say anything? But I have seen people have really amazing, successful relationships, and I've seen people have nightmare ones. All right, so, all right, what should we look at for the next question? Nah, all right, dating is for you. However, there might be something else to look at in that. I don't think that it's not for you. I think that there's another way to go about it. There's more than one way to make a union. That's the thing. There's more than one way to meet somebody. There's more than one way to make a union. There's more than one way to have a family. Everything is this crazy a la carte in life. And whatever you put your focus on, you're going to see more of. Hey, Samantha. So, do we have any more collective questions, or are we going to call it a night? Come on, let me have it. I want it. I want to do this. All right, so it doesn't seem like we are going to be open for... Rainia, we are doing collective questions. Future, mental, and spiritual clarity. Okay, first off, ascension is going to be a pain in the tuchus. But I feel like you're gaining authority in your life. It feels like you have been defeated, and it feels like it's mucky all around you. And it also feels like the world is caving in on you. However, it's not. This is the ego death. It doesn't feel like a victory. It feels like everything's falling apart. But this is the tower moment that sets in motion all of this new growth in your life. I don't want you to be afraid of it because you're already doing it. There's nothing to be afraid of. You're seeing it in action. And it's just, you have to understand how much you've already lived through. All right, so collective, mental, and spiritual clarity. You have endured the shedding, and now you have the victory. You are the person who's leading the way with their head held high, and everybody is looking, well, everyone who is trailing behind not trailing behind, but who is catching up to you as far as ascension goes, they're looking at you as like a talisman or a beacon of light and hope, as they can do this too. If you can do this, they can do this. And it's not bypassing anything. It's not any sort of shallow victory. I want to see what's going on with this. All right, so this is going to be swift incoming. This is after it feels like you have drowned out all the resources. This is where really swift action comes in. You pull yourself out of the water. It's like you see that it's not so deep. You stand up, you adjust your crown, and you start marching out of it. Yeah. This is something already in action, and let's see, we have a lot of pentacles in this. This is ground energy. We have Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo energy. So this might be dealing with time frames. It also might be dealing with people who have that as a heavy, one of their heavy signs, like Sun, Moon, Rise, Venus, even Mars. So we have a lot of aces in reverse, which is talking about pumping the brakes on having this whole new start. You really have to process this entire thing. And on the other side of this, the more that you're going through, the more that life is giving you a gift on the other side, which is totally rocking your foundation and belief system and in personal relationships. And you're reconstructing it on your own terms with your own rules. And whatever's compatible with that is what's coming in for fusion. Sorry about the shaking. A lot of reversals, but I feel like that's actually a huge and amazing sign. It's, you can't hide behind any of your stories anymore, or somehow deluding ourselves. When you exhaust all excuses, you have nothing to project the story on. You take complete ownership of the situation and your life and where it's going. You realize the actual power in it. So, what's on the other side of this? We have the Hierophant upright, so massive change and shifting in belief system. And learning how to ride the wave. There is something in your cup that you want to be sure that is what you want, because You know that saying, be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it. Be careful what you wish for, because you're going to get it. You are huge in manifesting right now, which is going to be something that completely blindsides you, because when you work with the law of attraction, or, you know, the algorithm of the universe, it's like when it actually starts happening, that's when you actually start pumping the brakes. Like, oh, am I really doing this? Yeah, kinda. Yeah. And I see that you are going to be pulling back on your own seeds, and you're canceling out some of your own karmic debts. It's taking your story back. All right. Final card, Spirit. Any other collective questions, you guys? Manifestation is interesting. I know that it's one of those buzzwords that's been played out, but since everything that's been happening this year, you're really seeing the manifestation from the collective consciousness tower moment going into, you know, everything being this disheveled mess, completely broken down to almost a molecular level. And now it's focusing on what those little bits and pieces are. It's almost like building a sandcastle and making it the way that you want to be built on that beach. You are working with construction on that level. You can make it look any way that you want, but you have to pay attention to your level of detail. And obviously, the more you do it, the more detailed it's going to be. You're being forced to move on. This was not something that you actively wanted to, you know, pursue in your life, at least not on a conscious level. You have been shoved completely out of that old life. It feels like grieving some sort of a death. Being forced out of it, it's, you know how in past readings or anytime, you know, you're going to get to where you need to go, but whether or not you get there kicking and screaming and crying is totally your call. What you're seeing right now is everyone getting there kicking and screaming and crying because we dragged our butts for so long. But look, no matter what, you're getting the Wheel of Fortune upright. It's just the road to get there is bumpy and it's not fun. Well, again, you can look back at it in hindsight, it'll be beautiful, but going through it's a nightmare. You can't deny that. Guys, it was awesome having you here. If you have questions about booking your own personal reading, again, the email's below. Find me on any social platform. I love talking to every single one of you. I love talking to every single one of you over the globe. I really love that you showed up tonight. I love that you caught the replay. And, well, I look forward to speaking with you. So, until next time, stay safe, have fun, and know that you are very, very loved and appreciated. Good night.